One of the last living members of a pretty notorious group of former fugitives is scheduled to be executed tomorrow. Patrick Murphy is his name. He was one of the Texas 7 prison escapees convicted for the murder of an Irving police officer. This is nearly 20 years ago now. Murphy believes that his life should be spared. He took time to give his last interview before entering the death chamber. To our J.D. Miles.
Who do you blame for your being here?
Myself.
Patrick Murphy doesn't want anyone to think he's innocent.
So I'm not challenging the guilt of the crime.
The 57-year-old has been on death row for 17 years for the murder of Irving police officer Aubrey Hawkins.
Okay, my role was, basically really to be the getaway driver.
Murphy and 6 violent convicts broke out of a South Texas prison in 2000 and together headed back to his hometown of Irving, where they donned fake security guard uniforms and collected an arsenal of firearms by robbing a sporting goods store on Christmas Eve.
I didn't even realize that shots had been fired for probably 10-15 minutes.
Murphy was in a getaway car in front of the store when the other escapees were confronted in the back by the officer, who was shot 11 times.
I'm sorry. I regret what occurred.
Murphy was sentenced to death like the other 5 surviving escapees when they were captured a month later. But because he didn't fire shots, Murphy believes he doesn't deserve to die.
I don't think sentencing culpability under the law parties is about justice. I think it's about vengeance.
And you don't have to pull a trigger to have blood on your hands.
Murphy's prosecutor says he should be executed because he tipped off the others the officer was coming.
And he, in a sense, led Aubrey Hawkins to the ambush that took his life.
But you tipped off the others that the officer was coming?
Yes, sir.
You don't think that put the officer in danger?
Not according to the plan. I believe that I would have taken control of the situation.
How?
Such as, pulling out a pistol and telling him to freeze.
A bill in the legislature filed by a Republican representative from Plano would prohibit death sentences for accomplices if they are unaware a murder will happen. Murphy laughs in the face of death while that bill is being debated.
How afraid are you as you approach your execution date?
I'm not really afraid of death, okay? I've accepted that. Like I said, I'm really at peace with it. Do I want to die? No, not necessarily. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to spend the rest of my life the way I am right now.
Murphy is scheduled to be executed at this hour tomorrow in Huntsville. Only one other member of the Texas 7 remains on death row. Murphy told me his chances of getting a Supreme Court stay of execution are, quote, very, very slim. Live in Irving, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.